Oh, they want me to press an extra button. Here we go. And now we're live on YouTube. Hello, Marco. Are you joining us with camera today or no camera?
Yeah, I can if it's good.
Yeah, go for it. I just don't have mine up on the Discord chat. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this March 25th episode of the #1 Tyranid Shit Show on the internet, the Creature Conference. Oh shit! I'm away from my mic. I might not be that loud. Marco, you're the first German here,
yes.
And as you're our most efficient member right now, could you tell us what part of Rick Priestley's expansive mansion we're coming to everyone from this week?
Of course I can. I am coming from Nick Priestley's. How do you say? Is it an abattoir?
Oh, abattoir.
Yes.
And what's going on in the abattoir? I didn't know that Rick Priestley had an abattoir. That's pretty fancy.
Well, you know my big and deep love for sphincters. So
Okay, I thought we could get a little further into the episode before we started talking about your big and deep sphincters.
Oh,
I like to have people think that this isn't actually that much of a shit show, so they don't click off right away. But I see that we're going for maximum shit, maximum show right from the top. So yes, please tell us about your big and deep sphincters.
Why wouldn't we? So to find the sphincter, you have to get into the bowels first, and this is why I'm right now looking for Rick Priestley's big bowels, and ultimately reach the sphincter. I want to see if it's okay. I mean, he's pretty old right now, and of course you have to do your medical exams, and that's what I'm doing. Just making sure he's fine.
Flynn, can you help me with something?
Yeah.
Please remind me never to ask Marco to tell us where we're coming from in Rick Priestley's house ever again.
Didn't we have this thing 2 weeks ago?
Did we? Did we do sphincter again last? Oh, God damn it.
He keeps doing it every time. You never learn.
I'm one note. What can I say?
I was like,
yeah, and that one note is the brown note, apparently.
Dun.
All right. Not
Good evening.
Business. Oh, thank God. Simon, come and save us from ourselves.
Yes. What can I do?
If we had to do it all over again and I asked you to tell us what part of Rick Priestley's expansive mansion we were coming to everyone from live this week, where would we be coming from? Rick Priestley's?
Dog bed, because it's full of fleas.
Ah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Ba-ba-bam.
Are you guys all feeling shy? How come you don't have your cameras on?
I just plugged mine in, but how do I turn it on?
The problem is that I'm used to the calls you start, and the camera starts it by itself.
Oh, this is different.
Yeah.
Ah.
And this whole thing works different.
Sorry, yeah, this is because we're now on the 5th member server. Oh wait, I'll make sure that we're not showing non-video, and I'll freak out when I need to get Flynn's stream back up there.
Yeah.
I guess Marco's dealing with the same thing. He's used to auto video.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had set a homework thing in the chat before the stream, but for some reason YouTube dumps the stuff that I set in the chat. I don't really understand how that works, but I had asked... They hate me, yes. I had asked people...
If it's on before we go live, that's why it disappears.
That's fucking weird. Okay, now I know. But I'd asked people in the chat... I've asked people in the chat to let us know, because we're going to be talking about the preview, well, at least a little bit, that went up at AdeptiCon this week. And I asked people to let us know what their favorite bits of the AdeptiCon preview were, because that's what we're going to be doing. So Symbio Joe said piggies. I'm assuming that's a vote for the Norse Blood Bowl team with the pigs with the kegs on their back.
Yeah.
James Milner said the Abominant is my fave. I think we're going to be talking about that, aren't we, Marco?
Yes, we shall, definitely.
And
I've got some things to say.
Are you not? Are we not getting your video? I don't
know. I tried, but Discord is hanging up on me whenever I try to activate it.
Oh, that's weird.
Maybe just restart Discord, because sometimes it's just bullshit.
Yeah, so James Milner says the Abominant.
What's that?
It's the big Chaos Titan.
Oh, okay.
See it being used for an awesome defiler conversion too. Sorry, Flynn, I'm still in your gig. Do you want to go through the comments?
That's it. There's no one else has said what else they've looked forward to.
Oh.
Are we
Well,
live yet?
they can tell us
Yeah,
now.
we're
live.
We're
Oh
live.
yes, this shit show is live.
Tactical D-Bag has said Ash Waste dudes and the Orlock quad bikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Sorry, you mean the squat bikes?
The quad bike squad.
Squat bikes. They're basically squat bikes.
Yeah, because they've got the elongated bars.
Yeah, it's you got to realize that the Orlocks are just squats with elongated legs.
Well, squats do exist. They have models for them.
There you go.
Floppy disk is said perform the Adeptus Mechanicus rite of turn it off and on again, Nicus.
Oh, nice. That's for Marco. But he's turning it off and on
Yeah.
again, so he can't hear us.
I can.
Oh my
but-
god, he's sneaky. He's in the background.
Yeah, but I got no camera.
Oh shit.
No.
Sorry. I wonder if it's like because we're doing it on this server instead of the normal place where we do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
That is. Brett Evans has just said Ash Waste and the Chaos Sneak Peek.
I feel like there's very little not sneak peek, but okay.
The sneak peek
The sneak peek
was a
thing.
meme sneak peek,
It
in
was
my
very
opinion,
sneaky.
and Mimi.
Did you say meme?
Oh.
E?
Mimi, yeah.
I missed the meme. Oh, the
Yes.
balloons?
Yeah, because there was, where are we all get up? No
Hold
two
on.
wounds. Where's our 2 wounds? Whoa. Shut up, you'll get them. Okay, now you've got them.
More Space Marine bullshit.
Boo-hoo.
Oh. The video was just loading.
What?
Marco's video is just loading.
It's not
Oh,
working.
I'm
I
not seeing
just
it yet.
unplug the camera and we'll plug it in again, but the
That's
shit
okay.
I do
As it isn't exciting
If
too
it
much
doesn't
anyway
work,
today.
then if it isn't,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it isn't working, that's fine.
Let me just talk some bullshit.
Sounds good. Well, we're gonna
I
ask
can-
Flynn to do the streaming honors anyway. But before we do that, what has everyone been working on this week?
I'm going to start because that's
Yeah.
probably all you can see here is those funny little tiles.
Yeah.
And that's for a little game that's called Brawl Arcane28, which is made by Quarantine Miniatures from Instagram.
Oh, nice. Brett. Wait, isn't that Brett Evans?
Yes,
Who's here?
I think so. Is he?
Yeah. He's in
Good,
chat.
because I don't have the YouTube on right now. Yeah. So he wrote this little rule about this rule set about wizards having a battle arena where they fight, throw each other spells and shit
Yeah.
at each other's heads, and me and a hobby buddy of mine, we kind of got hooked by that idea, and because I just recently built that wizard for my sludge army,
Yeah.
I felt like why not give it a shot? Because it's what I love about it is that it's this little thing where you basically build your whole table yourself, and as I have already done quite a few things for my Frostgrave event,
Drink.
that will fit especially size wise, because
Great.
those squares are 3 centimeter by 3 centimeter,
Yeah.
and that's the ratio I have been using for my stuff as well. It will be very little effort to get this thing actually playable.
Yeah.
And it's quite exciting and fun, and rather easy. And it made me finally build that thermo cutter that have been gifted by my brothers to me for
Oh
Christmas.
yeah, you told me about that a long time ago.
Yeah, and I never put it together, and now it was like, oh, I wish I had my thermo cutter put up, because then this cutting those tiles would be so easy. Yeah. So yeah, no. Said and done. It wasn't that
Good.
hard. Yeah. So that's what I did, what I started, and now I'm trying to, get the occasional skulls ready, and fill in those gaps here a bit to make it more.
I enjoy that
Yeah.
you refer to the occasional skulls because that's just like a thing that everyone knows about. And then the occasional skull stat, which every Games Workshop hobbyist is familiar with.
I feel like it's such a important design element that everyone is. Well, at least I am. Well, what this base looks a little empty. What shall we add? Maybe a little skull here.
Nice.
There you go.
Let's not forget just good ones. It is the face of the Emperor.
Oh, I forgot that part.
We shouldn't. We can't.
Sorry, Emperor. My eyes glazed over.
Yeah, so that's what I have been doing this last week, and it's also quite funny because weathering those tiles was
Yeah.
quite easy, because we had rather good weather in Germany this past week.
Yep.
So what I did was, as advised on the internet in different places, I took some rocks and a big box and put all those. I had cut those tiles pretty quickly, and while the boys were playing in the garden, I took that box with rocks in them and threw in those tiles and shaked it very heavily, so you get all those fine dents and nooks.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, after seeing that video, that changed my whole foam style, because before every single stone had to be weathered by hand, and
Yeah.
now it's like, yeah, just go into mass production, cut them all up, and then throw them in the box, shake the box well, and you're done. And that's
Sorry, whose video was that?
I cannot recall for the sake of my life.
Okay.
But I felt like I heard about it, and then I looked it up on YouTube, and it was pretty obvious. Like I'm not sure if that was Black Magic Craft or one of those other tabletop gaming table channels. Yeah, but it was very smart.
Good. Nice. Marco, what have you been up to, hobby-wise?
Hobby-wise, well, I have to say, on this Monday evening, I had my very first costuming occasion in 2022, as I
Oh, that was Darth Vader?
Yes, as Darth Vader. I was invited for a live concert with a big orchestra, playing the music of Hans Zimmer and John Williams, the soundtrack music.
Oh, it was both. Okay, so we remember we were making fun of you because we thought that you thought that Hans Zimmer had done the music for Star Wars.
No, probably not.
Because you were like Hans Zimmer, he did the music for Star Wars, and we're like, that's John Williams, and you're like, oh,
Yes.
okay.
Of course, I know.
So
it was the best of both of them, and it was
cool.
16 of us in costume, and me as having the honor of being in the Darth Vader costume with a couple of hundred of spectators, and the big orchestra was spectacular and good fun.
Great. Glad you had a good time.
You were standing on stage and waving like a madman?
Yeah, well, not quite. We were, us costume guys were in as a surprise for the visitors. And the first half of the concert, we could sit there and watch in our normal clothing. And in the break in between, we dressed up in our Star Wars costumes.
Yeah.
And the last piece of the whole evening was the Imperial March. And of course, then we marched onto the stage in formation, just stood there in the front of the stage as long as the Imperial March took. Then we just marched off again. So it was really a ceremonial type of piece, but as the spectators didn't expect us to come, there was really a huge roar in the crowd and huge applause and stuff.
Great.
In the end, we went into the spectators and bade them farewell and were there for photo opportunities, of course. Good fun.
Great.
I thought you arrested some rebels or something like that.
Of course. Quite a few, actually. No, and on top of that, I'm currently working on the Cruci Prime. I was on vacation in Poland for a week last week, and I am lucky enough that my partner Janine is doing paintings, and she wanted to just paint stuff on canvas in our vacation, which was of course perfect for me to bring along a model and paints and just do my kind of style. And so I got pretty much of the Cruci Prime done right now, and I'm in the final pieces right now, and really looking forward to get that all done, to put it on the Tyrant, on the Titan, and finally.
It's okay, you got your priorities straight. You should be working on a Tyrant.
Yeah, exactly. And then hopefully get the largest model us three have ever worked on together finally to the finish line, which would be amazing.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, you should.
I do.
But bloody beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, you told us, I think, when you went to Egypt that your partner had brought her painting stuff and you were kicking yourself for not bringing model stuff. So I'm glad you got to it this time.
This time I learned, and it was quite fun because relaxing holiday, and I was totally in a relaxed mood and had a glass of wine here and there and just painting. As long as we agreed not to watch anything on TV or just stream anything.
That's smart.
Just reading, walking, eating, relaxing, and painting. That's really good plan.
Smart. I should remember that when I go to the cottage with my Norn. Were you guys diving at all or no? I feel like every time you're vacationing, I expect you're going to be diving, but no, this was just
not in Poland. This is a place which is really awesome for winter vacation.
Yep.
Because it's a mixture of just some massage, awesome food, best food ever. A really nice place.
It's like a resort or something.
Exactly. Very. Not many people there in the winter, of course. So it's very good for calming down, just relaxing, and yeah, perfect.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
Thank you. How about you two?
Yeah, Flynn, what were you up to hobby-wise this week? Flynn? Are you there?
Yeah, back. Had fifth member troubles. But I'm back. So I did a bit of work on my barbed hydrogel.
I'm glad to hear you're back to NIDS after all this giant nonsense.
There's more giants later, but not at the moment. It's mainly NIDS at the moment. So barbed hydrogel, it's being done from a Maw Crusher again, but I'm repositioning the arms, done the carapace, and I'm doing the gun arms now. And I decided to go with to link it back into the epic hydrogel.
Yeah.
So it's come up, and the gun's at the top. Instead of being hanging down, it goes over. So it goes over like the shield plating I've got at the front. So it either looks like Blastoise, or if this would be a very niche reference. If any of you guys remember Spyro.
Oh, the dragon?
It would look like one of the villains from the second game called Crusher. Because it's on all fours and it's got basically cannons on its back.
Yeah.
So it'd be sort of something similar along those lines, but as I'm doing it, I've had to position the arms on where I'm putting them. I've put some plates already with the epoxy sculpt, so I've now got to basically drill all that out, put the arm in, and then redo a plate around it.
Ooh.
So I've got a bit of fun there, and then I've got to do the rest of that, the front limbs, getting everything else into place. But the bulk of the main work is there.
Yep.
It's just now to start doing detail work in a bit.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's going to take me a bit longer though.
That's okay. Speaking of taking a bit longer, I'm working on the lictors that I've had for a while. Project Deathleaper, which started off with Big Ugly, the Tyrant lictor conversion, but he's also supposed to have...
I love it so much. I'm the biggest fan.
It's stupid, man. I posted a picture of it today, and I hadn't actually taken it and put it like standing beside a normal lictor on its base, and it's like easily twice as tall as a normal lictor. So it could have a normal lictor. Fortunately, I have this normal lictor that Simon gifted me. And yeah, it's easily twice as tall. I don't know if it's quite Dimacron size, because I think the Dimacron's probably pretty big. But it's sizable. And yeah, it's supposed to have two little brothers. So I started on one of them a while back. And I tried to I was going to do this whole thing where I took a guard head and I spliced on the eyes from a Gene Stealer Acolyte. And I had Gene Stealer feeder tendrils and I'd have to resculpt half the head. And I was like, why don't I just fucking use a Venom Thrope head and just cut it up a bit and get some multiple eyes in there and call it a day. Because I think I was trying too hard. So that's what I'm going to do. But I had already worked up one of the two lictors, the body, and I've got the rough stuff for its talons and its rending claws. And now I need to do the other one. So I spent most of today just posing this guy up. And it's really, I wanted him to be kind of crouching. And I kind of fucked up the pose, but I think it works. I eventually got to a place where I was kind of happy with it. I don't know if it's awkward, but let me see. I got some pins here. Come on, you can do this. So he's going to be leaning on one of the Tyranid terrain pieces, the spore whatever nest. So he's going to have his rending claw kind of draped, sitting on that, and then his other arms will be up above, but he's going to be more hunched forward, whereas his brother is standing tall. But yeah, so I haven't done a lot of hobby this week. I created a podcast episode of our discussion of the Parasite of Mortrex. And video editing always takes more time than I expect. So that ate up a chunk of my hobby time. But yeah, I'm happy to be working on these guys today, and I'm hoping to make some good progress on them this weekend.
Oh, I've been asked if we're going to make a podcast of this episode as well.
Which
apparently,
one?
Of this today.
Today's? Why? I feel okay. So here's the situation. Anyone who's here is going to hear this, and anyone who's not here is not going to hear this. So I don't know if it's really worthwhile. But every episode of the Creature Conference is saved on YouTube. After we stream, it's...
Yeah, but if you for example are driving in a car.
True. So I tend to do it only for discussions where we're actually talking about something. I don't think to do it for every episode.
And when I'm driving in the car, I'm listening exclusively to YouTube videos. So
oh, you do? You don't worry about the data?
No, I've got enough bandwidth.
So I decided to be a responsible host for this thing because I used to just post it up and not ever listen to it. Just be who cares? I don't watch my own movies. But then I started listening to it because people are oh, you guys had this cool discussion. You should make that into an episode. And I'm oh, cool. So I started re-listening to our stuff, and I listened to it on YouTube. And I turned the data settings way down, and I feel it doesn't eat that much data. But I understand that not everyone is in that same situation, and I understand the interest in having downloadable podcast episodes. So I don't know. I didn't know. First of all, whenever I post a podcast episode on Instagram, no one says anything about it. There's always 0 comments. There's 1 comment. So I'm always huh. I don't know that people really care about this. So it's good to hear that some people do care. Well, when we did the one where we were talking about the Tyranid rumors, and I made that into a podcast episode, there was a lot of people who said oh, thank you for making this into a podcast episode. I was really glad to listen to it. But I didn't know if I should do it for every episode.
I think the problem with podcasts is that it's a very one-way medium. Yeah. We here have the chat, so we kind of talk to people. If Flynn cares to interrupt our bullshit.
Flynn, please interrupt our banter.
Keep going.
I give you full permission. Yeah, go ahead, son.
Yeah. So and I think that a podcast is like one way. Like there's no interaction between the podcaster and the audience, or at least very little. And that's a problem there. So you, aside from download rates, I guess there's little way to know that anyone is actually listening to it and caring about it.
Like we can do the thing where people like email me their comments if they want us to like talk or questions or whatever from the podcast, but other than that, you're right that there's no real interaction there. So I don't know. Okay, well, we're here and we have people in the chat. Sorry, go ahead, Simon.
Yeah, I just wanted to. That's why I wanted to let you bring this to you, because I feel like we are on this each and every week, and we kind of get used to it. And it was interesting for me as well to be asked if today's thing would be turned into a podcast as well. So
okay,
I just wanted to pass this info.
I have an idea. What we'll do is we put this up on YouTube anyway, so there are people who watch it after the fact. If you're watching after the fact, or if you're in the chat right now, and it would appeal to you to have the Creature Conference in podcast format every week after we do it on YouTube, please leave a message, or sorry, leave a comment. If you're in the live chat now, please leave it in the chat right now. If you're watching this after the fact, please leave a comment on the YouTube video and let us know if you would like this to be in podcast format. I'd have to see about that because my monthly podcast allowance for the podcatcher thing that I pay for is 3 hours. And one episode of this tends to run like 2 and a bit. So I definitely have to pay for more hosting to do that. But I'm not ruling it out. I'm just interested if people are interested in that and want that. So let us know.
Yeah, good idea.
Best idea ever. I got a question.
Yeah.
Why aren't we quoting Jones is acting strangely all the time?
I don't know. You really should be.
Because Jones is acting weirdly sometimes?
He always is.
Yeah, well, it's normal. There you go. That's why you're not quoting it, because it's nothing different.
But it's the perfect quote for us. We should.
It is really. Like when we were talking about Parasite, and like Simon mentioned Jones is acting strangely when we were talking about like what units we wanted. I was like, you guys should just say that to me all the time.
Yes. I had an epiphany. It was like, why don't we say this all the time? We need to. Okay, well, I'll start. Today, Jones is acting strangely.
Okay, that's cute, but what you got to do is you got to like wait until no one's thinking about it, and then like I got to do something really weird, and then you got to just drop it and not say anything. Just be like, Jones is acting strangely, and then everyone goes, oh, drink. But that's a good. Yeah,
I think we need to at some point release a drinking schedule. So whenever we need to have those phrases known to everyone, so we don't have to mention out that they need to drink all the time.
Oh, like a bingo game?
Yeah.
Yep.
So who gets drunk first wins?
Yeah.
It's about time we started getting serious here.
Creatures Conference standard bullshit bingo. Okay, Flynn, what's going on in the chat? Anyone responding to the comments about podcasting?
Not yet, but we've got a message saying, Jones, get your shit together.
Who's saying that?
What?
Symbio Joe.
Someone was asking for trouble, and it's a fellow German too.
Joe, he's always asking for trouble.
And he's saying his liver will never recover from this.
From all the drinking.
Good.
He's got a good German liver. I'm sure it's fine.
Did I mention, speaking of livers, that I'm going to be 50 this May?
I know.
Oh, this May, yeah.
And I'm actually having a party, and you're all invited, knowing that you probably can't come anyway.
Nice trick. And then we all show up on your doorstep.
Well, if you do, I'm promised to ruin your livers.
With a bit of the old German efficiency.
You know what? The party is going to be in Köpenick. Actually, the place where we have been partying already before.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you're making the big spreader event?
Yes, of course. Yeah, well, barring COVID, I might still say, fuck it, I don't do anything. But for now, I'm planning to do something because normally I don't ever celebrate my birthday. But I suspect I'm going to regret it if I don't at least try to do anything for my 50th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
isn't
makes
like
sense.
COVID on the rise in Germany right now? I thought I saw that on the news.
Yeah. The German government decided it's safe now, but the numbers have never been higher before.
It's okay. Our government has also decided it's safe, and just today they published something where they said there will not be any more COVID. This is our provincial government, not our national government. There will not be any more COVID restrictions, no matter what happens. It's like, well, that sounds safe and sane.
Yeah, same here.
It's because there's an election coming up in June, and they want to pretend that they never did anything. They want all the conservatives, because they're a conservative party, to forget that they did any kind of restrictions.
We have that election coming up in May, so same weirdness.
Yeah. Same,
in
same.
Northern Westphalia or whatever it is you're in.
Say that again.
Yeah.
North Westphalia.
Yeah, very close. Very close.
I try.
You do.
It'll be interesting to see, Simon, because I feel like our regional governments have been very similar throughout all of this. So it'll be interesting to see if either one of us escapes it, or if we both escape it.
So
The government or the disease?
The government.
But so none of us ever got COVID. I know Flynn got it, but Simon and Nick, did
Not
you?
that I'm aware of.
Funny, same here. Same
And
here.
Simon's got a kid. Shit. He's got
Yeah,
two.
look at. Yeah, we are pretty lucky with that. He
You were
went
doing all that
into
spit in the bucket stuff, and you still didn't get sick.
I think COVID is afraid of Simon.
I would not be surprised. Most people are.
better is.
He is too big.
Hey, are you calling me fat?
No, we're calling you refrigerator shaped.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I hope. I ideally hope, but not for my own sake. It's for the mere sake of me boys. That I'm hoping that we'll stay clear of that.
Yeah.
And it makes me angry that people are already like losing their shit. No, losing their masks. Like
Yeah.
we
Totally.
went to the zoo today, and they have those houses for all kinds of animals, and
Yeah, like a pavilion.
Yeah,
go
well,
inside?
they're not massive. Like they're
fuck.
just a couple of animals inside,
Yeah.
and you have to wear a mask inside.
Yeah.
And we went into like the boys' favorite pavilion today, and of course there was this dude standing there typing on his phone and not even looking at anything, and his girlfriend, wife, whatever thing was standing there like looking at the animals, and both not wearing a mask. And I was so flabbergasted at that moment that I actually forgot about my army drill and said nothing. I'm still giving me shit for that, for not speaking out and just letting them stand there. Try to glare them to death, but if you look at your phone, you don't see death glares. So if you want to avoid death glares, keep staring at your phone, people.
I just had a rather unpleasant experience in a bakery where an old guy was wearing his mask, but he wanted to sit down and eat something inside the bakery, and the staff are obliged to ask him for his vaccination record.
Yeah.
And he said, "If I don't show it to you, will you let me starve?" Yeah. And he was being an ass about it all the time, and he didn't stop. And I just wanted to go home because I had a long day at work. But there was a point where I just snapped and thought, what the fuck? Shut it up right now. I'm tired of your bullshit whining. what's your problem? The staff has to ask you. It's the duty.
Wait, you
and
said
what's
that?
Your... Yeah, and what's your big problem about just showing your shit? And he was like, "Oh, it's okay, no problem."
He's like, I'm happy to give them bullshit, but if you try and push back,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna smarten up.
I was so pissed. I just didn't care.
They're afraid of Marco too, not just Simon.
On some
Yeah.
days, when I'm in the
Better
right
be.
mood.
Better be.
So my experience with this week was that I was that asshole. As you probably know, herbal remedies are legal in Canada now.
Okay.
And I may have enjoyed a herbal cigarette before heading into the grocery store. And if anyone has ever shopped while high, they know that's a really, really great idea. Get high and then go to a grocery store. So I did that, and I was talking to Brother Pink on the phone. And of course, I'm blowing Brother Pink's mind because Brother Pink lives in Japan, and weed is like so illegal in Japan.
Okay.
Like so much so that he felt nervous talking to me while high. I'm like, Craig, they're not gonna know. Come on.
Wow.
So I'm in the grocery store and I'm like going to get this bag of chips, and there's a guy who works in the grocery store and he's kind of close to me, and I'm like, man, that guy's kind of close to me for COVID. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm not wearing a mask. And like that's okay here now. Like they did a thing where you don't have to wear a mask. Like masking has been dropped in some locations. A lot of businesses are still asking you to do it. But I definitely wanted to be wearing a mask, but I was just, not really paying attention to what I was doing, and walked into the store without a mask. Yeah, which I felt really stupid after. So then I felt really stupid. I'm like, I hurriedly got my mask out. I put it on. Fortunately, I had one. Turn around. There's this couple right beside me, guy and girl, no mask. I'm like, what the fuck, people?
But you were not in the position to moan about it.
No, I had my mask on by that point, so I was perfectly in the position to moan about it. But a few seconds earlier, no. But then I saw a couple of other people who weren't wearing masks, but the majority of the people in the store were wearing masks. Anyway,
Good.
So that was
Awesome.
my little foolishness.
But how about your hobby time?
Oh, I said I'm working on these lictors, and I was editing podcast episodes, and that's why I was asking people if the podcast episodes are valuable. And I'm glad that Simon brought up that thing where someone was asking if we could make this episode into a podcast.
Dude,
So I was editing video and audio earlier in the week.
you need to talk about your kill team.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yes. I also
Go.
Yeah.
There. Were you acting strangely in a supermarket?
Oh god damn! Yes, Quinn. I was acting strangely. Oh wait, was that Symbio?
Symbio said Jones acting strange, and I just
Symbio gets the Jones acting strangely point for that one. Good work, Joe.
Absolutely.
See, Marco, this is what you should have been doing. What?
We have a new sticker.
Oh, how are you gonna? How you're gonna draw Jones as acting strangely? I don't know how you're gonna do that. That's awesome.
You totally should.
Just trying to imagine how you look high.
I'm difficult. I should be a Tyranid though, clearly. But I would love to suggest infinite stickers, but it makes me happy when you suggest them yourself, because then I don't feel like I'm pulling on your tail and rattling your cage.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So I was acting strangely in it. Well done, people, in a grocery store.
And now the kill team.
Yes. So okay, I forgot about that. Earlier in the week, I finished painting my my Tyranid kill team, the upright termagants that I had converted, and yeah, I was so excited about being done and like how well they looked in the end that I went and dug out the rest of the kill team that I was supposed to work on, and I'm excited to get started on them once I finish these lictors, because I'm really taken by the like whole standing gaunt concept. My color scheme I think looks pretty good. Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Nick, your mic's picking up the sound.
What the hell?
Do.
We'll be elevate the music. Do.
Hello.
Yeah, so there has been this interesting talk about what on the Warp Shadow group what size a gun should have, and I've asked that myself. And at some points, I guess it was our Mr. Pink here. I think he pointed out that how tall a standing gaunt would be,
Yes.
and I felt like pretty dumb because he obviously did
Yes.
like standing
Yes.
gaunts, and they are like super high.
Yes.
They're super tall.
Yeah. The other ones just the current ones, they just seem a bit too big.
Yeah.
But it's weird because they keep on, because of how they keep changing the scale and everything. Because if you look at when they first came out and the Marines they were stood to then,
Yeah.
technically they're the same height now as they are compared to a Primaris Marine. If you look at the height scales on them.
Yeah.
But then this scale is not really consistent with 40k.
Yeah, I think. Well, to me, they could add a little more texture and they could add a little more details. But
Oh yeah.
personally, they could leave them as they are. Just make them smaller, and I would be happy, because they did change the scale in other systems. For example, with what's that called? Warcry.
Yes.
Within those war bands, you have like different sizes, and they, in almost different scales, and they work surprisingly well. Like you have the leaders, and they're pretty big, and then you have those younglings or whatever they are, and they're thin and small, and they work really well. They get closer to a 28 scale rather than that 32 they're doing these days.
Yeah, I think they refer to it 40k as heroic scale, heroic 32 or heroic 28.
They
Because
refer to it as,
obviously-
oh fuck, everything's too big. Let's call it heroic.
Yeah, because it's other things are in the 32 scale, but specific characters and heroes, they're just that little bit bigger than what they're meant to be.
Yeah, also their guns are not in 32 or 24, 48, whatever the hell. The guns are not in scale, and their feet are never in scale. This is what Between the Bolter and Me has taught me.
Yeah, and apparently there's a problem about Space Marines' arses.
Really? What's the problem with Space Marines' asses? I didn't know that one.
So big or small?
If you look at
They got big butts?
And they cannot laugh.
the hips apparently don't work.
Yeah,
Because
of course they don't.
The way their legs are coming together do not work, and the dude who is running statuesque miniatures is not getting tired of pointing that out.
Oh, okay.
Don't tell Jess.
or what? What will he do? Cry?
He will rage.
He will send Space Marines to get you.
Okay. Let them come. They cannot walk because they have funny asses.
Full circle.
Talking about Jess,
is he invited to your birthday?
No, I am looking for an older Jess Goodwin sketch, and I wasn't able to find it on the net.
What is it?
Maybe one of you can point me in the right direction. Apparently, just did a sketch of Armageddon Imperial Knights, working as attendants for the bigger knights, like loading ammo and stuff, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I've never seen it.
Oh, no, I don't know that I've ever seen that. Flynn?
No.
You know what we need? We need Darth Bob. Darth Bob runs the if Flynn's running the museum, Darth Bob runs the art gallery.
Yep.
You should text Darth Bob. Send him a personal message on Instagram and see if he can help you out.
Okay, thanks.
It could be one of those that, because of when it was, how old was it though? Is it like a
I'm assuming it's
recent
old.
sketch, or is it like old back years ago?
No. I think it should be around 2014 or something.
Oh, really?
Maybe 15. Yeah, I think so. When the Knights were conceived.
Might be in the.
Well, I assume they just conceived these things years and years ago, and they just never bothered making the models until now.
No, I think the Armageddon was created around after the Questoros Night, so it shouldn't be that long ago.
I don't think it was
I
even that
remember-
old. I don't think it was even 2014. I thought it was more recent than that. Didn't the actual night come out, the whatever warden shit, didn't that come out in like 2014 or later?
2018.
Really?
No, it was that late?
The Armagers came out
Armager, okay.
2018
Oh, thank you. The
because
Armageddon.
they
Yeah.
came out in the Forgebane box with Necron's got their first set of redo where they got the new raids and everything.
Gotcha.
So what I'm only thinking is that what we said saying about before, like artwork, like some concept art now just stays at Games Workshop. It doesn't see the light of day if it doesn't get made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like held in reserve. So it could be one of those.
But
Or
how would someone have seen it?
Well,
Marco
I read
says
it
he
on
read
the-
about it.
I read it in the thread on Daka. Yes, I know. I still read Daka sometimes.
I'm still amazed Daka exists. So
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
yeah. Sorry, before FedEx called me about my duties,
duty.
I was saying that yeah, thank you, Marco, for reminding me that I was working on the Standagons this week. I got some pictures taken. I posted them up. I think it was today. I hate photography. Like, I'm supposed to be some kind of shit hot photographer, but when it comes to miniatures, I hate it. I still feel like the pictures are terrible and that the models look way better in my hand, but I feel like that's what everyone says. But yeah, like I'm really happy with them. I'm happy with how they turned out. Like, I'm happy with like how gaunts have more presence when they're standing upright. And just really still happy with the idea, as well as like the whole like finding a reason to paint up my hybrid gene stealers. So I will be getting back to more of those soon.
Awesome.
I hope. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just really
I'm conf-
enjoying working on Tyranids.
As it should be.
Yeah.
All the time. Every day.
Yes.
all night long.
But I'm glad you like him, Marco.
Okay.
Okay, so should we get
I'm-
to the
I'm
meat
not
of the
getting
thing? Go ahead.
Yeah, if
Hydra.
I'm getting drunk by my beer tonight, I will definitely get drunk by those fumes.
Fumes of. Are you?
I mix,
Oh,
I mix my PVA glue with isopropanol alcohol.
why?
Good.
Yeah, because I tried to think of a way how to fill those gaps in between those tiles here.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about doing the old glue first, sand later approach.
Yeah.
But I think that would have involved lots of rubbing off, excess sand from the tiles, because I just want the sand in between the gaps.
And you already have enough practice with rubbing one off, so you don't want to do more of that now, right? Sorry.
You are right. Yeah, I'm a married man. Of course I know.
Okay, I wasn't going there, but you went there. Okay.
Boo-hoo-hoo.
Extreme slime content.
Extreme
Sorry?
Slaaneshi content. Extreme Slaaneshi content. I'll get the warning up.
Yeah. So, I assumed I should do it reversely. So I applied sand first, and now I mix my PVA glue with isopropanol alcohol, because that breaks the surface tension and makes everything go into the recesses more easily.
Oh, that's what it does.
And so it just soaks through. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to how this is going to look after everything has dried.
Interesting. Okay.
Shouldn't you just use soap for the same
Yeah.
effect?
Yeah, but that wouldn't smell so nice.
Good point.
I know it smelled nicer.
Point.
And the other benefit is that I'm hoping that with water and soap it would probably take ages to dry.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this way, I hope it speeds up the drying process a bit.
The only good answer is soap doesn't get me drunk.
He wants to get drunk through his fingers as he's pushing it around.
Yummy. Yeah, so this is done. Now I just need to find a place where the mix doesn't sip off and destroys everything and glues itself to the ground.
All right, should we Flynn, what's going on in the chat?
In the chat,
I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah, go for it.
James Miller asked the questions, when are we drinking? Now.
Always.
Right now. Go.
So yeah, asks what were people's thoughts on the updated Gaunt rules?
So I feel like when the Codex is actually out, and people who aren't filthy pirates, not saying that I'm not a filthy pirate, but when people who aren't filthy pirates have it in their hot little bug claws, I feel like then we should do like I don't know, because like we don't play. Like
they've put Hormagaunts on the communities page and the new Flesh Borer rules.
Yeah, let's just wait till the actual rules are.
But yeah, because we
I
don't
feel
know
like
how
we should do like a Codex chat, but we don't play, so I don't know if that's gonna be worthwhile to anyone. Like we could look at the Codex and be like, these are some cool ideas that I want to convert a model for, but
well, no, yes, no, right now. What, of course, we can talk about is maybe not how the new rules balance each other and how effective they are and how much killy stuff you can do with your combinations of X and Z. But what we can talk about is how thematically interesting the rules we see are for the given creature.
Yeah, so I vote for doing that a little later because we're supposed to do the Adepticon thing tonight.
Yes, all good. But I think this is the kind of angle that I would see us functioning in good enough.
It's also the case that I'm going to buy the Codex. I'm expecting Marco will probably buy the Codex. Flynn probably will buy the Codex. I don't think Simon's going to buy the Codex because he's Mr. I can't use it. Why would I buy it?
Exactly.
Told you. But we can, I don't know.
I don't need to buy everything. I just can sit back and hear you talk about it.
Okay, sounds good. You can still, you can still give input on like what you think is fluffy for Tyranids.
Well, the Lictor, damnation, he's finally back after decades.
He's not that good, is he? I was looking at those rules. He doesn't look that good. Did I miss something? Anyway,
well,
sorry. Let's have this conversation. Yeah. Let's have this conversation. Let's make it a dedicated thing. When the Codex is out, we'll do like an episode where we talk about the Codex and how fluffy it is. But for now, shall we transition into Adepticon stuff?
Why wouldn't you?
Give me a second.
Okay, Flynn, while you're pulling that up, for anyone who's not attuned, Games Workshop appeared at AdeptiCon. AdeptiCon is the largest tabletop gaming convention in the United States. Happens at the end of March every year. I was supposed to bring my Kroot army to AdeptiCon in 2020. COVID screwed that up. We're going to try to do it again this year, but then I wasn't sure how COVID was doing, so I bowed out, and they didn't actually... I don't think they did the Kroot thing this year. One day, I hope to go to AdeptiCon, but it's a big deal, and whenever it happens, Games Workshop goes there. I think that AdeptiCon was where they first previewed the Sisters of Battle, and I think that was where they like gave everyone Sisters of Battle sprues or something.
They gave him the Canon S model.
Oh, I thought they gave him that sprue. Or maybe that was a different convention where they gave him that whole sprue from the limited box. Yeah, so AdeptiCon's a big deal. So Games Workshop showed up at AdeptiCon, and they did a preview for a bunch of different games. And what I set as homework for the four of us was to pick our favorite bits from the AdeptiCon preview, and we'd talk about them on stream tonight. And I also encourage everyone in the chat to share their favorite bits. Bonus points if your favorite bit is not the hematope, sand flea, whatever mites from
macro insects.
Yeah, because that's everyone's favorite bit. So if you have a favorite bit that isn't that, like, points. But if that's your favorite bit, that can be your favorite bit. That's fine. We're definitely going to talk about those guys. But I'm interested to hear what people's favorite bits from Adepticon are. So Flynn, I'll count on you. Oh, can you check? Are you able to check chat while you're pulling up video stuff? Or
I think
stuff?
so. The way I'm doing it, but my Discord is just not letting me click the button at the.
Oh, should I be trying to get your stream up? Hold on.
No, I'm not even able to get my stream up at the moment.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You
I'm
cannot
having stream
click
tactile dysfunction.
No, I'm not seeing it yet. Let me know when you're able to get it up.
Phrasing.
Oh, what? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Slanesh content, right?
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
being.
It's too late for me. I don't pick up Spanish content anymore.
You don't what?
I said it's too late for me because I'm not picking up Slaneshi content anymore.
Uh-oh.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I'm not understanding it.
What?
Yeah, I just did not understand what you guys were talking about.
Oh, I was saying that we were talking about he's got stream erectile dysfunction, like erectile dysfunction.
Oh, okay.
And then I said, let me know when you can get it up.
Okay.
It's you know, very, very tasteful
Okay, yeah.
ED joke.
Don't go into details. Now I'm on the same page as you
Extremely tasteful, let me tell you.
are. Yeah. Very tasteful, I guess.
Oh yes. Only the best on the number one tier shit show on the internet. Oh, I also made a base this week. I made this base for my Tyrant by like grabbing shit off of Zone Mortalis, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's just like random hatches and shit.
Yay for random hatches and shit.
Hell yeah.
Yay. Let me put it that way. Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
I should have left the bit I had up earlier and we just hit it for a while, but
Because now it's just not working?
now it's just I've got the 2 dots. They're just not dancing.
Story of my
Let's see
life.
if I can pull it up. No, I'm not even getting a notice that you're trying to stream.
No, it's I'm getting the share your screen option page, but it's not letting me go any further because it's
screen.
screen share, and then the 2 squares that should be dancing are not dancing.
Maybe you gotta buy him a drink first. Get him, you know, try for some romance, Flynn. Come on.
Buy some candy.
Candy? Is that? I don't know what kind of romance you're looking for.
In that way.
Buy some candy. Rent a panel van. You know.
Well, the German stereotype is you have to buy some candy, invite her to the cinema, buy some flowers, and then it's good.
Okay. The North American stereotype is when you're buying candy, you're trying to lure small children
Yeah, you don't take candy from a stranger.
into your van.
Marco, I think you're out of this game for way too long because the last time I've been dating, and that's long ago as well, was I did not buy any candy for anyone.
No,
Well, how did that dating go?
I married her, I think.
Oh, well, then probably pretty well.
So
She might still be holding out.
So
Go
who's out of the game now? You or me?
Who's what?
Who's out of this game now?
I think
You
we're
or me?
close.
You probably as much as I am.
What's that, Flynn?
I'm going to close my Discord, reopen it. Hopefully
Okay.
that fixes it.
Hopefully.
You're going
I
for a
was
little bit.
just reminded that for that very occasion, I drove by car and brought 2 bottles of wine with me. When I bought those 2 bottles, I did not think anything. You know, I did not have any plans. I just felt like in the store I was standing there and thought, well, one bottle looks cheap. Let's make it 2 bottles so it doesn't look like you want to be like after 1 bottle. Let's now we have to drink whatever you have. But apparently, when you arrive somewhere by car. And you have 2 bottles of wine with you, that makes a different impression. Yeah.
I'm not going home tonight.
If you haven't learned anything from tonight, take this with you. If you are having serious plans, take 2 bottles of wine.
I'm at least sleeping on your couch tonight. Hey, maybe you were just trying to make a point about how much alcohol you can tolerate.
That's a very German thing, definitely.
If she lets you drive after that,
That's a problem.
yeah,
She doesn't like you very much.
she doesn't care for you, so she's no keeper.
Yeah, she
Oh,
doesn't
sure.
care for you or anyone else that you'd be driving past, apparently.
Oh, that's a good excuse. I guess I have to stay at home, stay here tonight because I'm a danger to all the other people right now.
Wait, I thought that was like what you were going for when you said you brought 2 bottles.
I was totally naive that time. I just thought, well, buying 1 bottle would be impolite, so I bought 2.
Yeah.
And
Did she call you on it?
Years later,
Nice.
like years later, she said, "What were you thinking?" I was like, "Yeah, I just thought, 1 looks cheap." And she said, "Well, don't you think it make you look like you have certain plans when you arrive with 2 bottles?" And I was like, "No."
You should have said
But-
yes. My plan was that I don't like to share. This one's yours. This one's mine. Here's your straw. I brought a straw for myself. Let's have a classy evening.
Women can be so deceiving. I mean, of course you could buy 2 bottles, one for as a present and one to drink. It's all fun.
Yeah. Hey, maybe she was looking for a sign. Maybe she saw 2
Maybe.
bottles and she was like, okay, sounds good. So did you take a taxi home?
Nope.
Oh. Hear that, kids? Buy 2 bottles.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you insulting me? Do I look like a drinker to you? Ugh, go away, Simon, you big guy. I don't want you.
You big sexy refrigerator of a man.
Mm-hmm.
I am not this kind of woman. Believe me.
Believe, yeah, famous last words. So are we going to talk about AdeptiCon or what?
Flynn is trying to get his thing together.
Yeah, it's still trying to do it. My Discord, I closed it, but I could still hear you guys talking the whole way through when I should have been
Why?
off the call. I have no idea what the 5th member is doing to my laptop right now.
Did you close it by clicking on the X on the top right side?
Oh yeah, I completely closed the window and everything for it.
Because when I do that, it just makes Discord shrink.
Oh no, it went completely off the screen, closed everything. I don't know what happened. But it seems to be working again, Discord.
Oh, but the stream? Or just Discord?
Yeah, Discord seems, because it's before what happened was it wasn't, because obviously I've got the general server up, and we've got the GIFs on there. They weren't moving at all. Now they've started to move again. I've just clicked the button and they're...
Okay.
Hooray! Look at us professionals.
It's more of I need
Wow.
a new laptop.
I guess I
Can
could
feel
do
it.
this, but I...
This is going to be one kind of a show. This evening, the dice are hot, gentlemen. The dice are hot.
Whatever, man.
The annoying-
So far, so good.
The annoying thing is I tested it out before the stream started,
Yeah, that was your first mistake.
and it was working fine.
Story of my life, trust me.
Oh, this is brilliant.
Okay, I feel like there was someone asking in the chat before when are we drinking, and we answered that question with now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think someone actually asked for when are we drinking. So imagine you're watching this for the first time, and you probably don't know when to drink.
Oh, okay. You want to give him a
Oh.
repeat? Simon, do you have any quick to mind?
Yeah. So when I say Stargrave or Frostgrave, we
Drink.
Drink.
When you say, I don't know what was your catchphrase?
Oh, when I talk about how
Space
much I
Marine.
hate Space Marines.
Oh yeah.
Drink.
Mine's any mention of a protonid.
Yeah, jammy bastard drink. If Flynn
Mine
talks
would
about
be
how he
whenever-
once bought a protonid drink.
Mine would be whenever I say I'm old.
Or sphincter.
No, whenever you say
Yes,
something about that
sphincter.
time you were in Rick Breesley's basement, drink.
Yes. Let's talk about sphincters all the time.
Yeah, now it's sphincters.
I
It's
think
fucking sphincters.
Our show would be so much better for it.
And we've added Jones is acting strangely today to that list.
Yep.
I think that's a finisher drink one if someone gets it.
So cheers to all of that, guys. Cheers.
Cheers to
Cheers! I have normal tea
Cheers.
today, not German tea.
that. Mm-hmm.
The tables have
Being all
turned.
fancy or what?
What?
You are being all fancy or what?
No, I just wasn't feeling that great, so I had a smoothie before this with lots of vegetables in it, and now I'm drinking tea.
Ooh.
I've gone all granola crunchy on you.
I
Look
think
at
I'm
this
going to have to give up on my laptop right now. It's.
Hmm.
Look on the-
Ooh,
Okay, I'll be right
Do you
back.
want to reboot, or will that take all night?
that will take a bit of time where it's at right now.
Okay.
It's-
Go ahead, Simon. I think he's already gone.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
can't
Then I will have to do the shit. I hate doing the shit.
Ooh,
I mean, we can start talking about the models even though we don't have the image in front of us.
I
huh?
know.
hang on. It's
Oh,
starting to
Flynn's
do
teasing
something.
us. Flynn's teasing us.
I think it's one of those. Don't look at it, and it will behave itself.
Yeah, let's not mention it. Let's pretend we're going to do it without pictures, and then it'll start working.
Yeah. So who wants to go first?
So I can, like, pull up the pictures. I just didn't want to. Because it's hard to sculpt while pulling up pictures. Hold on. Let me go get the article. I think I have it.
Yeah.
Marco, you go first. What do you want to talk to us about?
I can.
Huh?
I sure can. Give me 1 second for me to grab the picture, because this will make my part so much better. I chose to talk about the Abominant, because as some of you might know, I'm into knights for some time now.
Just a
And-
tiny bit. I think that's worth a drink, right?
Cheers! Whoa!
Wait, what the hell? Why? Oh,
The other
no,
way
I
the
clicked
drinking
on
rules
the wrong
are we
thing.
make them up as we go along.
All right.
Oh, no.
So
Oh,
Games Workshop did quite the switcheroo with us, because with the teaser trailer that was released earlier this week, they hinted at new Imperial Knights coming. But as it turned out, the trailer showed an Imperial Knight pilot turning to chaos quickly. So, well, I am kind of disappointed, because the two armies I'm working on these days are Tyranids and Imperial Knights, and my two armies for the two codexes getting released are getting one model for both codexes, namely the what?
What?
How's it called on the Tyranid? The
Parasite.
Parasite Complex. Thank you. Exactly. So no Imperial Knight for me, but there are two Chaos Knights being released, which is at least something, and at least worth talking about. The bigger one is the Abominant, and it's an extra sprue for the Questoris, the standard Tyrant, the standard Knight Titan. And in many ways, it's quite a weird one, because the design is interesting. It certainly wasn't needed, as there wasn't a hole in the range that said, oh, we need this one. But it's certainly done by someone who was into the job. I start by taking a look at that general shape, which is just the Questoris Knight, as you would expect it. But it has a tail now, making it more bestial, which I like. I really like the tusked head, which is for me a kind of reminiscence of the old Chaos Terminators. And I think the current ones have these tusks too, right?
I
Oh
think so.
yeah.
That is a
'Cause
very good
the-
detail.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
whole
I
body
finally
shape is
got it
very,
up.
very Terminator-like, and it's just a Chaos thing to have these enormous tusks on the cheeks. And this is something that I really, really like, because it gives a very unique head shape and very unique head design. Just says chaos to me, which is good. The model is supposed to be a psyker, which is interesting because nothing about the armor or the parts really says psyker to me. But they're the birds. The carapace is covered in weird birds, which probably has something to do with the psychic ability, I don't know. Or is a play on the Imperial Aquila, I don't know. But it's weird. Yeah?
What?
I think that a play on the Aquila is pretty clever.
It might be. It might be like I don't know. This is the only part of the model that really says psyker to me. Otherwise, it just looks like a knight, chaosified.
But how would you show the psyker on like a big giant robot?
Well, usually when you look at the Titan legions and the psychic titans, they have a blank face, for example.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just
I'm getting
some
sound.
things.
Is someone? Oh wait, is it me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to follow this whole thing by clicking the Warhammer community page, and someone starts talking there.
It's all good. It's all good. The face under the Night Helmet is really scary and really awesome. I definitely dig it. And the weapon.
You can see that? Did you see a different shot?
Well, you can see on the community page how the skull face is. Maybe it's just the regular Despoiler skull face. I don't know.
Oh, you can see it.
But
like
you can see it under the helmet. It's a skull with glowing eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, of course, the lash whips are interesting and work well for me. It's a good design, and the Volkite weapon is reminiscent of the Horus Heresy stuff, but was available as a Forge World part for the regular Loyalist Knights. It's a cool model. I didn't really get why they didn't just release an add-on sprue for Loyalists and Chaos at the same time. I don't know. No idea. But for a Chaos Knight, it's totally working for me, and I think the whole idea is to just make both sides, the Loyalists and the Chaos Knights, more different, and give each a unique character and set them apart further, which is good, which is the plan.
Yeah.
It's a good model for me. I like it.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I don't think the tail's gonna work. And they don't actually show the tail. They just show you like the where it attaches to the back of the model. And then they show like the ball on the end or whatever. The smashy, what am I looking for? Wrecking ball kind of end for it. But I don't know, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna work. Like you can just like slap a tail on it, because like this is
it's true.
When I think about the like my Carnifex Hell that I was supposed to make, and then I'm making the Red Dragon for Darth Bob, which is like a version of Hell. And we thought about putting a tail on it, because the Red Dragon in biblical whatever is supposed to have a tail. But I didn't want to just like slap a tail, because it's a very like shouldery, like heavy shoulder, big shoulder, like linebacker football player model.
True.
American football player model. And you put a tail on it, it kind of messes with the way it's set up. So we moved the tail to be an extension of the spine, so it like comes off the thing's shoulders, and that works better for me than having it like a thing coming out of its butt. But I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking this.
Well, no, you're not. It's an add-on sprue, and for me, most of the parts it works well, but it's just a quick way to give something new to Chaos Knight players. That's it. Right. It's just an add-on sprue. And it's okay-ish. I think thematically it could be stronger. Because if you do a psyker, make a psyker and make it really strong with a model that it's a psyker. Like,
how would you portray that? Like, talk to me about how you would what you would see for like a psyker.
Easiest thing would be just to give to use a claw hand in a psychic pose and have some lightning effects or something, or have it in a casting pose. Make it a bulbous head, make it a blank head. There are many ways, and the Games Workshop is so strong these days when portraying like effect stuff, like flames and lightning and something. If this model would say psyker, there should be something like this, but there isn't. And if you ask me, it's an afterthought. It wasn't
Yeah.
meant as a Spectre. It's just meant to be Chaos Knight. And someone said, oh, we need to do something new. What hasn't been in the army so far? Oh, make it a Psyker. Well, it's okay. It's okay. The model
But
is good.
Are you thinking of like getting it to use for something for like your Night Force? Like I know it's Chaos, but
Well, I have to say the head tempts me.
Yeah.
And I do like the Lash Whip part. I don't know if you knew this, but the Loyalist Knights have totally different legs than the Chaos Knights. The Chaos Knights
yes,
have
all the Loyalist guys want to buy the Chaos legs because they're so much better.
It's so funny because I'm totally sure that the Chaos Knights legs were what was intended, and the Loyalist Knights were a fuck up. Like for some reason they didn't get it right the first time because it
Yeah.
looks so much better like this.
Yeah, because they have like is it like a dog leg thing? They have like an extra joint in their legs that the Loyalist ones don't
Exactly,
have.
exactly. And the normal Night legs look so stumpy and stupid and so short for the huge body, and this looks really cool. So the Chaos Knights are design-wise the better choice for me if I would have to choose one. So yes, it's a good model. It's okay. Less than was expected for both codexes, I think, but it's okay. It's good enough.
But like, okay, so when these codexes focus on Titans, did you really think they were just gonna like keep releasing Titans? Because like that would be cool,
Well,
but like that's a lot, man.
Well, I mean, what they did a couple of times was just release some extra weapons, extra sprues.
Right.
It's like this one. This one's just an
Yeah.
extra sprue. It's nothing new.
Yeah, they
I
could
mean,
do
it's
that.
a really new model. And the whole army, the whole Imperial Knight army basically consists of two models. Like the Armageddon of the Questoris and some variants around
No, there's
this.
3. There's also the big one.
Yes, of course. Sorry, I hate the big one so much I always forget it.
Oh, so you don't have any big ones?
I'm working on right now. I'm working on a conversion to get the big one done in a way that I can like it, but I hate the design of the big ones.
Okay.
They
I don't
look
even
so
know what they're
shitty to me.
Yeah.
It's
The Gastus Porphyrion.
What?
no.
is that name even?
We're talking about the Dominus class knights, which is the Castellan and the Valiant,
Yeah.
which the regular Games Workshop big knights with the guns on top and the angular carapace. But I think while the normal knight design is pretty elegant and reminiscent of the old warlord design with rounded shoulders, the Dominus class is an abomination. It just looks like shit.
When I saw those ones, I was like, it looked like they just kind of like took a normal knight and shoved some shit on top of it.
Exactly, that's it. And thereby ruined the original design.
Because the original design is very nice.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the Armager, the Chaos Armager, the Chaos Warhound, as it's called.
Isn't it called the War Dog?
War Dog.
Yes, sorry, it wasn't the War. It wasn't the War. It's the
That
War
seems
Dog.
like a stupid name if you ask me, but yeah.
Yes, it's not the Warhound, it's the War Dog.
Uh-huh.
Well, yes.
We're going to talk about names in a second, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm not a fan. It's again a couple of new stuff. The first time we get a big carapace weapon with a missile launcher, which is nice. 2 heads are pretty cool, I think. And yeah, you get 2 hooked chaosy close combat weapons and a couple of add-on parts. Some claws on the feet. It looks more clawy, fiendy, chaosy, but
yeah, I actually prefer that one. I think I like that one a little better than the Abominate.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
I can actually see the skull getting taken for like Space Wolf players or people who want to have a theme for their knights, even if they're loyalist.
Yeah, I like the skull head. I think the claw looks good. I like the missile launcher up top rather than having the guns in its hands.
I'm sorry, I'm just talking the whole time and thinking you are ignoring me.
No, we couldn't hear you, man.
We couldn't hear you.
I had the microphone off.
Oh shit!
Well, first of all, I would like to thank Brad for putting up the Creature Conference drinking game.
Yeah.
He posted in our Discord. It's glorious.
Oh, nice.
We should, post it somewhere.
Okay.
And I just said the very same thing about the wolf head being taken by all the Space Wolves players. And what I also wanted to add was I think the claw hand will be an awesome bit for conversions because it looks like the joints of the fingers can
Yep.
be moved, so you can have like all the different poses with
Yep.
a hand, and I think that's a big advantage, and I could see that being used for other parts because that ball socket kind of things are hard to get by.
It's true.
Yeah, and they could find good use elsewhere.
Yeah, I really hate the static pose of the model, but it's the same for loyalists and chaos as well. It's just standing around looking dumb, and the Armageddon is supposed to be ultra quick, like really, really, really fast, and the model just doesn't show it at all.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but I think it's okay. It's okay. If I was a chaos player, I would be happy enough because it offers a lot of options. It looks nasty. It looks nasty. It's good.
Yep.
It wouldn't get me into playing Chaos Knights.
No.
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 No, I'm still sad that Imperial Knights didn't get anything new, and the Tyranids just get one measly model, which is really blah, like nothing for 2 codexes. But whatever, I can do my own stuff.
Yeah.
As you already do.
Yep.
I'm thinking they're going to re-release a box set for the 3rd time when the Codex has come out.
What?
So when they first did Knights, they had I can't remember what the box set was called, I think, but it was basically
the
they
joust
told
thing
you
or whatever.
they
What
had
was
2
it,
Knights. Yeah,
It was Renegade.
yeah. They re-released Renegade when they last did the Knights update in 8th edition. So once again, you got 2 Knights. I think they might have put the Chaos upgrade sprue into it at that point. And then they might do it again for this one, potentially.
Yeah, maybe.
2 Knights in there, Chaos upgrade sprue, away you go.
Maybe.
Cool. Okay, who wants to go next?
I can. Also, I have.
Is your computer working now?
Yes, I have the stream up. You just need to click onto it.
Okay, hold on. Thanks.
Yeah, that's what I was sorting out, so I went silent for a little while.
That's fine.
So which are you taking?
I am taking the mad scientist from Hardeep from the Warhammer Underworlds.
Mad scientist is all that I need.
Yeah.
Where the heck are you?
Oh, you mad scientist, aka Delacroganger?
Yeah.
AKA Gene Stealer Cultist.
AKA everything.
Yeah. I'm just with this guy. There's just so much potential for conversions. You've got the Necromunda, you've got the Gene Stealer Cultist. You could use it as a sanctioned psyker. You could put him into an Inquisitor warband. The amount of ability with this one model is a bit ridiculous because for most of them, you just take off the hands and you change the staff to whatever you need it. You give them a Gene Stealer Cult icon, you give them an Inquisitorial Eye.
Yeah.
For even like the Sanctioned Psyker or just the Inquisitorial Warband, the mouth being covered doesn't make a difference, or you just change the head. It's such a simple one to do. It's going to be the main selling point of this model, and
I didn't even realize the mouth was covered when I saw it. I was just like, "This is so cool," and then didn't really think any further.
Because the artwork here, he's got no mouth. Like just leaving on like those hands on the shoulders, the shoulder pads will still work for most of it. You just paint it slightly different, or just make it into wings if you want to in Imperial Sanctioned Psyker or whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a damn cool model. This was my runner-up model.
Right, you got the rest of the zombies.
What?
You got the rest of the zombies, but when you've got the Frankenstein's monster sort of one already shown off, them looking very similar to what we got in Curse City, they're not really that much standout-ish for zombie-wise. It's like, yeah, these ones
They're
are more
not terribly good zombies, I must say.
Yeah,
he's amazing. The rest of that box is meh.
Yeah, And it's one of those. He's going to be really good for conversions. After like a few months or something, you're not going to be able to get him anymore because he's not going to be made because it's it's an expansion for Harrow Deep, but once they finish on Harrow Deep, he most likely won't be there anymore because I think
So
it's
they just
every
get rid
year.
of those teams? They don't bring them back?
Yeah, because they're available, I think, in the rules for a little while longer. Obviously, I haven't played Warhammer Underworlds. It's just not piqued my interest or anything for it. But
Yeah.
I've heard it is like the war bands get cycled out because obviously the rules get updated each time, and then they're not going to continually support for older models. And
So basically, you're saying Games Workshop is again
Simon's favorite thing.
Making us not think, but buy it immediately like 5 times because it might disappear and never be valuable again ever.
Yeah.
it's either that or it's Underworlds or it's because I know with Blood Bowl they have had this is like the
They
second
haven't gotten rid
season
of
of
any
Blood
of the
Bowl.
teams, have they, in Blood Bowl?
They've cycled out teams.
Really?
So
That
yeah,
sucks.
so
There's some good
they've been
teams.
available for ages, but then they've gone, all right, the rules for these teams aren't up to date anymore. Their last chance to buy, they're going to be gone. Whereas obviously with certain ones, you know they're going to take them out of production, like the Forge-World Avatar.
Yeah.
You knew that was coming out of production, but you didn't know when.
Mhm.
And so sometimes it comes out of production just like all of a sudden when you're not even expecting it. And then obviously, but I think with they're getting a lot better with it now. They have been, because if you've seen on the community page, obviously they're Space Marines, but they're actually
Yeah.
showcasing we're cycling out these guys. So if you want to get them, you need to get them by this date, rather than all of a sudden this Space Marine character you wanted to buy is no longer available. They're giving the heads up.
Yeah, smart for them
Yeah.
because then they sell them.
Yeah,
But they have made it an official policy to rotate things out.
yeah, because
It's the Disney Vault, friends. We've reached Disney Vault status for Warhammer.
no, actually, I think Harrow Deep is the new one. Diachasm, they're still available. So
Yeah.
like if you those vampires that we all loved when they first came out,
Yeah.
they're
One
still
sexy
available at the
Slaanesh
moment.
thing.
Yeah. So they'll be available for a while, but I think Warhammer Underworlds have had a few different iterations
Yeah.
of them so far. So you can't get some of the earlier ones now, but I think some of those were available later.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% sure because obviously I've not played it, so I've not really followed Underworlds because it's not something
Not your
I'm
thing.
interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, long story short, if you want to be that, happy monkey, go buy it as soon as it is available. Because you all
No
want
judgment. No judgment.
no judgment. Because I can, and I'm saying that from a great distance. Like when we talked about how the other ones do not really match up, but if you look at them, they really have potential. What I really like, there's this one dude just wearing his pants, and he's so, compared to other Warhammer Fantasy miniatures, he's so plain. And there's not much to do to turn him into like all kinds of things.
Is this
So
the zombies you're talking about in this kit, or what?
Yeah, well, they're not just plain zombies. They're kind of they have those weird electronic things sticking
Yeah.
from the head, and
Yeah.
there's the little Igor creature. So they all have great potential, and I can see like uses for almost every one of them, and they are like in a scale range where they are thinner and smaller than a Space Marine compared to the old zombies.
Yeah.
So I think they all have a purpose, and I think they're all pretty great. But yeah, well, I'm not going to get them because I feel like you have to buy them now, or they will be gone forever if you don't do it like right now.
Don't worry, I'll buy them now for the Necromancer, and then you can have my zombies.
Good, but yeah.
And you can continue to pretend you're not weak.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing my best here.
Yeah, just had a look. There's been quite a few. You've had Shadespire, Nightvolt, Dreadfane, Beastgrave, Diachasm, and now Harrowdeep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we used to call this Warhammer Shadespire, and Games Workshop was like, no, it's Underworlds. And we're like, shut up, it's Shadespire. And they're like, no, it's Underworlds. It's like, dude, you brought the game out. It's called Shadespire. They're like, no, that was the first season. It's called Underworlds.
But it's been like interesting for it because obviously it's a small warband. Gives you a taste of these. If you're like a painting project, they're brilliant.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I've been told by a friend of mine. He just likes to just buy one of those war bands, and paint them up. And he said he's more the painter, and it made me think about my approach on the hobby. And I've pushed myself into the niche of a niche of a niche by not being able to buy a box, just gluing things together and painting it like quotation marks as we are supposed to.
Yeah.
Well, not even if I would play Warhammer Underworlds or whatever this is, I would take the box and think about how to make these things like unique and turn them into something different, because I have this sickness of
which we love you for. We all have the same sickness.
But you would feel the pressure to having to do it, right?
Yes. I kind of feel like sometimes I feel like handicapped because he just buys the box, he glues them together, he paints them, he enjoys the whole process. He plays like 2 or 3 times with them, and then he's done with them, and he goes on to the next warband and has the same wholesome experience. And I'm sitting here feeling like, oh, okay, but I have to spend like the same time painting into converting those models, and and suddenly I feel like I'm forced to buy a box because it's just so shortly available for the sole if or when or maybe
you might want to use it. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
absolutely.
That is annoying. Like I posted the other day about the 2018 Rogue Trader Kill Team box, which had the Gellerpox Infected in it, had the Void whatever soldier dudes. They were like Imperial Guard from like the Navy, like the Imperial Navy, and they looked really cool.
Yeah.
Like that box came out, and a lot of cool models in that, and like everyone used to just assume, oh yeah, like I'm not going to buy this limited edition box. Games Workshop is going to release these in individual boxes later, and they never did.
Yeah.
I'm half expecting them to come out as a Kill Team box.
That's what I'm hoping
at some
now,
point,
but who knows?
Going to be tricky.
Chat? Anything in the chat, Flynn?
So here it is. Brett Evans has said that all the first season stuff is still available, which is good. Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't really find it. I think it might be under there on the actual faction itself because it doesn't show up under as Warhammer Underworlds anymore. And Moneybags, Cynthia Joe.
What? God damn it, Joe!
€5 saying get down with the sickness.
Wait, what is that a reference to? I know it's a song, but is he telling us to dance, monkeys? I don't know what dance we're supposed to do.
The happy dance.
Nothing to see here.
Thank you, Joe. That is very generous, man.
One of the ones says, disregard humanity, return to monkey.
What?
Floppy Disk has said GW have made it official policy to make people learn to use blue stuff.
Ah. Copy their shit.
Like, I can understand using it for small things, but when you're doing it for bigger, larger
Say
things,
part
just
of
to
a
copy a whole
giant.
miniature.
Not that I know
Uh,
anyone who does that.
No, I mean, as in copy. Like, if you were to do it for like the whole
True.
model itself.
Well, when I was doing my Kroot, I used basically blue stuff to clone part of Catacros's base because I thought it was a cool texture.
That's a different thing. For me, I'd say if you're using it to do base work or one small little piece that's not integral to the model. Like, I used it on one of my giants. I had a lizard man banner that I had copied the feathers on,
Yep.
so I didn't have to spend all the time sculpting it. I used a bit of blue stuff for that. It's not a thing of like I can use this to make a whole new model with it. It's I'm
Yeah.
just copying a tiny little bit of the model for a little bit of detail on a giant, which is not going to be the centerpiece to it. It's not the main point of it, rather than say if you take one of these zombies and you make a blue stuff mold of it, you're copying the whole model.
I think
I
this
don't really need to talk about this.
discussed
Which is a different thing, which I think is
I'm not going to judge anybody. You do whatever the fuck you want.
yeah.
I'm not going to give you advice. I'm also not going to judge. It's an expensive hobby. You know your budget. You do you.
Yeah. Brett Evans has said it's better to wait for Underworld stuff because they're cheaper when they cycle them out because they don't
Ooh.
have all the useless cards.
Oh, like they come out in a new box?
I
I
think
thought
they
didn't do
do.
that. Oh,
And let me have a quick look.
that's good to know. I didn't think that
And
happened.
what I've seen as well was people buying a box just for the cards and
Oh, I
selling
gave
off.
someone my cards. I bought a couple of these boxes because I wanted the models, and there was someone locally who's like, "Yeah, I'd love to have those cards." I'm like, "Really? I didn't know they were valuable." Okay, here you go. And I just gave them to him.
Yeah, and I had people like I bought the undead, the skeletons
Mm-hmm.
from that first series or whatever.
Yep.
And I bought them for like for a fair price because someone said, well, you can have the miniatures, but I have the cards because I want to use them with the stuff I already have. And so he paid like a small price for the cards, and I got the rest. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice. Good.
So everyone was happy. Happy.
So who's next with a review?
Simon,
Mr.
are
Yeah.
you
Seymour.
next?
Yep.
Yes. And what are you wanting today?
I think I
Necromunda.
raised my hands for Necromunda, but as we agreed, not the flea, but for the vehicles, the bikes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we can.
So I thought that we were going to have a lot more time for this, and I thought, oh yeah, we're obviously going to talk about the flea, but we're getting like kind of short on time, so we should definitely talk about the flea as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll go short. What I love.
But you don't have to go short, but feel free to talk about the flea is what I mean, because we're not going to talk about it otherwise.
Okay. I love the vehicles because they are like they are small. It sounds weird, but they look believable and they look small. And they kind of remind me of those bikes used by the Gene Stealer cult.
Yep.
So you have something that looks like it had like a different purpose, like a civilian purpose.
Mhm.
And now it's repurposed and there are tanks strapped to that. But I think if you saw away all the pouches and stuff, you could have something that would be, that someone would be riding for fun over the dunes.
Mhm.
I like what they implement with the release of those miniatures, because I think the first trailer we had about those ashways was like they're crossing the ashways and there's like vehicles and everything,
Yeah.
and it kind of adds to the feeling that this is the ripoff of the whole thing is a ripoff of that
Mad
28
Max?
event.
Oh, yeah, Vulture Pass, Carrion Pass.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and I just love them because again we have like something that can be used for so many different purposes, model wise, and I love things that work that way, that you don't have to use them for what they were meant to be, but you can use them for whatever. You can use them for orcs as well as you could use them for Imperial Guard.
Definitely.
So that's pretty cool. And what I love is the squat they have sneaked into that.
Absolutely.
You mean the guy with the beard driving?
Yes, that is hilarious. They painted the beard white, and yeah, I think making a squad in such a release is very hilarious. Like we old chaps recall or might see that, like younglings see that and go like, oh yeah, look at that beardy dude. I'm not the biggest fan of the masks, however. They look like yeah, I don't know, a little bit, like someone ripped off a Tuscan rider and trimmed down.
There's a lot of Tuscan going on here.
Yeah, and what I don't understand are those forward pointing blades or whatever.
Yeah,
That
the visual language is weird on those.
Yeah, they feel misplaced. But other than that, I think that is a really awesome vehicle with lots of potential.
Cool.
Or Commander. Yeah, I got a lot of very
like
2000 AD and Mad Max vibes from it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Because
yeah.
in one of the 2000 ADs, they actually they've got their own wasteland between the mega hive cities, which is basically this for Necromunda. And then the way the bikes are and everything, you've got the what's it? Yeah, I can't get the name of it. You've got Mad Max with all the bikes and stuff.
Yeah. What?
Now for the fun bit.
The fun bit? You're gonna go over to the good bit? The good everyone wants to talk about these little suckers. Simon, you want to talk about these little suckers too?
Of course. You mean the fleas?
Yeah, we can all talk about them, but Simon, why don't you get us
A
started?
little bit itchy.
What?
You can start us with the itches.
Yeah, when I saw those pictures, I was blown away, and I was like, they can surprise me, and they still can get my mouth watery, and they can hit me from the back on my head and take me by complete surprise.
If you say that, it means something.
Yeah.
Sorry?
If you say that, it means something.
Yeah. I'm finding it hard to find anything that I don't like about those bugs, because obviously we are all bug lovers.
Yeah.
Here, but that they have, like, when you look at those legs, you can see that they have I think two basic hind legs. One has like wrappings around them, and the other one has a crack that has been sewn together or stamped, clamped together. So I assume we will get like two body shapes and different head options.
So, one thing with Necromunda is that all Necromunda kits are the same sprue duplicated. So every box is like, it has one sprue in it, but there's two copies of that sprue. And then they give you bits to kind of like switch it up.
Okay.
So what you're seeing is that a sprue of these will have two bugs on it. And then they might give you two sprues in a box.
Like 4 heads or
I
something.
think it gives 4 heads as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
so there's
4
probably
heads.
2 heads on each sprue, or 4 heads on each sprue, so 8 heads. I don't know. 8 heads sounds like a lot.
It's only
And,
2 different carapace.
I'm not sure if he's in the chat, but I talked to Zebo from Maga Potato about it, and he
Mega
pointed...
Potato, drink!
Yes.
That's not a thing now, is
Oh
it?
shit.
No,
Wow.
it's not on the list.
This is the
No.
part where you say, "Stop trying to make that a thing, Jones."
Jones acting weirdly. Drink now.
Yes.
So what he pointed out, and I want to wanted to claim that it was my brilliant idea too, but he said that it was super clever to throw something out there and suggest that there's more to the whole thing than we know. Like we know there are different species and everything, but when you look at those fleas, you start to wonder what their story is. Like my mind immediately set off to think about how they hatch, if they have a nest underground, if they have a queen, if they have drones, if they have like the whole insect thing started playing around, or if they are or what are they eating? Are they feasting on blood, or how do they survive, and all these kind of questions that
Well, they're
are
called Hema something, which leads me to believe that they eat blood. Because isn't Hema like hemoglobin? Like
yeah, but that would be a very Games Workshop-y thing to do.
Yeah, right.
It's about blood and gore and eternal war, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just freaking love those, and the implication they carry, what their backstory is so great, and I just hope that we get more of this.
Yeah, nice.
So, yeah,
I think
Also, this is one
everyone
of the rumor mills.
uniformly loves these things.
Yeah.
Like even people who are not like crazy Tyranid nutcases like us. Like I think that everybody thinks they're wicked. Marco, what do you think about them?
Yes, same. I think you and Simon said it all already. They're just models which, of course, are right up our alley. And I really hope the rider is not so fixed that it's hard to assemble them with on a rider. There are a couple of parts on the fleece which make it very hard to just get rid of all the rope and stuff. But I think it's possible if you want to. And yeah, of course. Funnily enough, I saw the sketches of Mark Bedford for the Ash Waste riding beasts, and there were a couple of different variants.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about it too much. And when I saw the fleece, I was like, "That's it. That's interesting." So I'm with Simon, who said they're still able to surprise us with good concepts. I'm not the biggest fan of the Ash Waste nomads.
No.
For some reason, I like the concept. It's like it doesn't really rich, but the models are just too chunky.
They're super cluttered, and they look like they're gonna trip over their own kit. Like they showed us that first one, and I'm like, wow, that gun looks really good, and that model looks terrible because it's got a big giant canister right in front of its legs.
Yes, and it's chunky, and the layers of clothing don't look like clothing, but like chunks for some reason. The faces are not good. I really would have liked to love the concept because I'm a huge Necromunda fan, and the whole Ash Waste.
The Raiders look like Tusken Raider children that stole their parents' clothes. Because the clothes are all too big on all of them. They're just like swimming in bed sheets.
Yeah, that's well said. Yeah, they're not great. I'm not really sure how they survived the concept stage and got into release because, well, they're just not well done. But the fleas, damn it, they're awesome.
Amazing. No question.
Yeah, and even the way the rider sits on the back of the flea and is like lying on top of it, awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
And how they have this rug tied to the horn to have like a steering thing.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yeah, and I even like the weird little like Dark Eldar banners they have on the back.
Yeah,
they're kind of neat.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure these were also from a rumor engine as well.
Yeah,
that people were going like, "Is that a Nid?" Specifically, I think the horn they've got on the front of it, and I think the insect leg.
Yes.
I don't remember seeing that as a rumor engine. Interesting.
But honestly, the question we need to talk about before we say goodnight: what conversion potential for Tyranids do we see with the fleas? And will they be available separately without the box?
Yeah,
Oh,
certainly. They'll definitely be available without the box, I think. I would be shocked
Yeah.
if they weren't available without the box.
if they were or they were not.
If they were not available outside of this box, I would be shocked. I do not think you'll have to buy this box to get those fleas. You just might have to wait.
No. They will
No,
never
what?
release. They will never release the fleas without the box.
No. You think? I
Nah.
think they'll leave them in the box for a while. Everyone who wants them will buy the box, and then they'll release them again so that people who
Oh,
did
you-
buy the box still buy
oh.
them.
So, okay, maybe I'm misunderstanding because, okay, also there's like a big box with everything with the terrain inside and
Yeah.
the whole.
Yeah, this is... You can only
Yeah,
get these in the big box with the terrain at first.
Okay.
Are you saying that they will never release them separately?
No, I thought like you were talking about
Oh,
a box
individual?
Okay,
with
yeah.
just the fleas. So with,
Oh,
Okay.
okay, right.
Of course. Of course. But the box is going to be really expensive, huh? So
Likely. It's Games Workshop. Come on.
yeah. But,
But with-
let's talk about Tyranid conversion potential. What do you see?
The carapace reminds me of like a Carnifex carapace or some kind of like guard carapace. And I really like the horn on the head. And then the little tiny arms under the head. I think the Bargate is going to do something
awesome.
cool with those.
Awesome.
I can see the horn being used as part of a claw.
Yep.
So then these
yeah.
legs for like a lictor arm.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like how the whole body language might translate to very well to Tyranid army. So not converting different parts into Tyranid, but like think about warriors having the same stance, because having thin legs and a hunched forward pose on
Yeah.
long legs, with the face pointing forward and not upwards.
Storyboard guy did that with his
Yeah.
warriors with the guns on the back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tried with my warrior as well to give
Yeah.
him longer legs and everything.
Yes, you
So
did.
if that would be transferred to a whole army of Tyranids, I think that would add a lot to the feeling of
Swarm.
like in that insectoid
Yeah.
feeling. Yeah.
So I really appreciated these as like a creature thing, but and like the bits for Tyranids as well, but I think that I tend to be a not insect Tyranid. I think there's people who really go for like insect Tyranids. Like I'm thinking like Peter Evil Eye, I'm thinking like Storyboard Guy. I don't see Tyranids as insects. I see them as an amalgam. Like I think I'm too stuck on that. So I don't tend to go like, wee, let's make them more buggy. But so I don't think I went to like these as quickly for like straight Tyranid conversions, but like the pieces are definitely useful, I would think, to me.
I also, just trying to get back into the chat. Tom
Mhm.
Wilson says, or no, James Mills said, wait, let me get back. He's flicking between the two of them from me seeing who it is. So James Miller says he could the cool conversion where Kroot are riding them instead.
Ooh,
And from that,
always a good one.
I can also see it with Elder riding them as Exodites.
Ooh, low. That's my favorite so
Awesome.
far. That's awesome.
That's my thing for that one is
I
Exodite, because
like it.
you just get the
That's
Rangers
cool.
for the bikes, and you can put them on there straight away, I think, and that would work.
Oh shit, that would be great. Are you stopping streaming, or are we?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
I've
it's
still got it
loading.
up.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
it's just
came
being
back.
a bit annoying at the moment. So that's there from anything else got in chat. Well, yeah. Someone says he says I thought the front arms were a rumor engine, and he also says I hate to see what the size of the dogs on that planet are.
If these are the fleas, I get it.
Yeah, something's going weird with the streaming box now, but
Well, you can stop
Yeah.
if it's going nuts.
unless you want to go through any of the other previews or
Well, I got to do mine.
yeah, which one do you want?
Are we done talking about the bugs?
I know.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the thing with the bugs, the reason why I was like, let's pick something that isn't the bugs, let's do something that isn't the bugs, was because I felt like the bugs were kind of like an easy win. Like, it felt obvious that a bunch of Tyranid nutcases are going to like the bugs. Yeah. But like, I think they're great. And I expected we'd all love them. Okay, how do I stop your streaming?
No, so which one do you want, and I can put it up?
Hold on. No, I've got it here.
Oh, okay, cool. I can just stop my stream then.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, I should have just done that the whole time.
Yeah.
All right, you stopped me streaming. You ready for mine?
Yeah, you go. I'm trying to just cut down. It's just
All
been
right.
slow.
You're gonna have to go check on the YouTube stream to find out what mine is. Let me know when you see it.
This-
Got it up on the screen.
Okay, prepare for the super echo of death.
Oh shit.
Okay. Got it muted. Not seeing anything yet.
Hold on.
Oh! Boom!
You see it now?
Drink. It won't get any better than that.
You see it now? My friends, I have an announcement to make. I am weak for the beak.
Oh
What?
shit.
I am not joking. This was my like after that crazy necromancer, this is my favorite model of the reveal.
No!
All is lost and we are doomed, people.
Games Workshop has finally converted me to fucking Space Marines.
But yeah, the proportions were so much better than what we're used to, huh? With the big
This is okay, so historical context. One of the first Warhammer miniatures I ever saw was a Harlequin, and they were facing off against RTB Beaky Marines.
Yep.
In my friend's basement. And I've always loved like the RTB Beaky format, and like I've always like I talk about hating Space Marines and how they're so boring and shit. A Beaky Marine has always done it for me. And these are some Beaky Marines with like proper proportions. They
I've
look
got one
good.
thing to say.
What?
Jones is acting strangely.
That is well played. Well played.
Absolutely.
And this time, no assist.
Yeah, so I don't, this is a damn good looking Marine, and like they did a good little job on it, and like the bolter looks like reasonable. It's not like a big fucking 2x4 that it's gonna smash its opponents in the head with. It's got that neat little knife on the end of it. Yeah, I've always like, not always, since Dark Imperium launched with the hell are they called? Primaris Marines. I won a copy of that box for Inner Circle, and like I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. It's got a bunch of Marines in it. But then I just started thinking, like, I've always been kind of taken with Alpha Legion, and I've always had this crazy idea in the back of my head of making the Omega Legion, which would be Space Marines infected with the Gene Stealer strain.
Okay.
And they'd basically be Chaos Space Marines, but instead of having like Chaos mutations, they'd have Gene Stealer mutations. Because I read some like Alpha Legion fluff, and I was convinced that there's some part of the Alpha Legion fluff that could be like Space Marines worshipping Tyranids. So yeah, one day I will finally give over to the Space Marine urge, and we'll make an Omega Legion army. And when I do, I'll be using.
It's gonna be Ragnarok when the world ends.
So
When I finally give in.
So Timmy Joe is officially unfollowing you now.
Yeah,
Tom
well.
Wilson says that you have been hacked. Floppy Disk asks, "Who are you and what have you done to Mr. Pink?"
Yeah.
And Simio Joe concludes that you are now going to sell us Space Marine NTFs.
Oh shit, NFTs. I should get on those Space Marine NFTs.
Yeah. All the Battle
Uh,
of Doom.
well, on the note of floppy disks comment, maybe I'm Omegon or Alfarius. Who knows? Maybe I've just been wearing this Tyranid suit this whole time. Just snuck up on you.
You should it. You should it.
Seriously, but no love for this Marine, guys? Come on.
It's
Yes,
good.
I'm with you. Totally.
I-
As
I
long as-
I have no love, and that's why I need to go. No, seriously.
I need
Well,
to too, but the
love
legs,
him.
the legs are so much better than what we're used to with the biggies.
yeah.
There was
Yeah.
heresy stuff. The legs are
Well,
believable.
the Horus Heresy community have gotten very salty about the paint job.
Really?
Oh, if the
Yeah.
Horus Heresy community hates them, I love them even more.
Yeah, because apparently only like why would Horus want to have his space marines in Mark 6 armor, which is this pattern of the Corvus beaky armor, when his other two brothers tried it out and said it was terrible, who sided with him, and they gave it to the Raven Guard as a practical joke of like, oh yeah, you've only got this armor available. Why would he deliberately choose to use an armor that was terrible? And it's the fact, my whole thing is I just don't get into this whole thing with the Horus Heresy communities. They've painted it in the Sons of Horus because they're one of the most identifiable Horus Heresy era armies. They want to tie it in with the whatever it is, the release schedule they're doing.
Yeah.
They've painted another model. All it is a paint job on a model.
Okay,
They've
guys.
done it with a more recognizable stuff.
Guys, Mr. Pink's back. He realized the error of his ways. I don't like this model anymore. Space Marines are too much. These people are a pain in the ass. Get me out of here. Always something to hate.
Yeah. It's a brilliant sculpt. It's brilliant. You knew when they were going to bring something out like this, some people would complain depending on what color scheme they painted it in, and I don't care. It's your models, paint them your way. It's painted this way just to be able to showcase off the new model, because what's going to photograph well? The Raven Guard color scheme, or the Sons of Horus, where they're able to use the highlighting the specific green to pick out different color types, or black.
Also, Sons of Horus are the
on the
bad
armor.
guys. Even I know that.
Well,
And they want them to
some
fight
of them are.
Imperial Fists, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the other side in this
That's
box set?
which is the supposed box set, yes.
Supposed.
If
Please, everyone's seen
if
it.
we ever see
Even
it,
I've
never
seen
sees
it.
the light of
I
day.
don't even care about Space Marines, and I've seen it.
Yeah, it just hasn't seen the light of day. Just so Pedro Navarro has got in the comments. Symbio Joe wants his money back. Floppy has gone. I admire the in-law older armor styles with better proportions, because the Mark 7 is Space Marines widely seen and it's boring.
What's Mark 7? Boring Space Marines with the skull face?
No, that's like, basically the current, not the current armor, but the armor that we've seen for the last couple of years before Primaris came along.
Yeah, the ones with the skull mask. They basically have like a skull face, but it has like a rebreather instead of like a skull.
No, that's Reavers.
No, I'm just
about,
being I'm generalizing about the way Space Marine armor works, basically, or looks. I think it looks like a skull.
Oh, okay, I don't see it. When you say skull, I think of chaplains or the Reavers, because they've actually got a skull.
I didn't mean that literal, like kind of like I don't know. Gotcha.
But Floppy says, give me the Thunder Warriors or Mark II ones. The legs are too damn hard to make from scratch. Mark has joined us and says the Mark Law wasn't mass produced Mark of Armor. Post Heresy, it was more produced, but obviously I agree, it wasn't mass produced into this levels, but with what was going on in the Heresy, you'd take whatever armor you could, and that was the whole point of Heresy 5th, the Mark V Heresy armor, it wasn't really an armor because it was just people grabbing whatever pieces they could and slapping it together. So you could have a marine that had a legs that were Mark III, but the greaves were Mark IV, and a Mark
See,
II backpack.
friends, you think that I was crazy picking this marine, but what I was actually doing was just trying to test our little friends here on the Creature Conference. And I've outed Flynn now as a secret marine lover because
I
I've
know
never heard him say the word mark so many times in my life.
I'm also picking this out from the chat as well.
Oh,
I
you are?
just
Okay.
know this thing, yeah. But as in, I know this stuff because it comes up so often when people talk about it, and the whole thing
My eyes
with
just glaze over and I don't listen when people talk about this stuff.
yeah, basically.
But
As they
apparently now
got
I'm a
better
marine boy.
marines, yeah, as they got better, they changed the numbers. The older the number, the lower the number, the older the older the armor.
That makes
And
sense.
then there's all the names. So
what mark is Horus Heresy dudes, Sons of Horus, supposed to be wearing?
So they would normally wear Mark 3, 4, 5.
What is this? This is
So
6?
this is 6, yeah.
Oh.
But again, take it from the battlefield. They had to scavenge for armor. If they could get a fresh piece of Mark 6 armor, and their armor was basically to the bin, they'd take whatever they
Well,
could.
fresh, slightly bloodied.
Yeah. Especially if they were like Alpha Legion, they'd take it, be able to use it and join off and hide in the Raven Guard.
Anyway, I think I'm weak. I think this marine looks good.
What?
I've betrayed you all. Just call me Alfarius.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, I have no idea what pattern that bolter is.
Sexy pattern?
There's different patterns of bolters depending on
Hotness
how
pattern?
He's asking if it's Umbra. I have no idea.
So I know a
Guys.
little bit about these because I tried to buy these off Forge World for
Or Phobos.
my 1-day marine army. Those are the two ones I tried to buy, Umbra and Phobos, so those are the cool ones.
Yeah. But
sorry, do you guys have to go?
No.
Yes, I have to go. I'm
I think
tired.
Simon may have already left us.
Simon
Yes,
left.
He has. He was sick of you talking about Space Marines all the time, and I can relate.
I don't blame him. I don't blame
He just
him.
wanted to throw it.
Fuck you.
Fuck you too, my dear.
Have a great night. It's been a blast again.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
Love from Berlin. Bye-bye. Kisses.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and set up some fun stuff for next week because it's April Fool's, even though it'll be too late for April Fool's, but whatever.
Don't tell chat. They don't know this.
No, we'll see. It's not gonna be like stupid prank shit, like actual like fun stuff that you might be interested in. That isn't me saying that I love Space Marines. Maybe some special guests. We'll see. I think next week Hydra won't be able to join us because it is his anniversary with his Norn, which is a very important thing to observe. But Flynn, you'll be here next week, likely.
Yeah, I'll be here next week. Yeah.
All right, and I think probably the Mighty Moloch will be joining us, and I'll see if we can get some other folks to join us since Simon won't be able to join. I have some ideas already. But yeah, thank you to everyone in the chat. Anything else going on in the chat, Flynn, before we say goodbye?
Well, you need to say the line.
Please please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you know when these streams are going to go live. I promise I have not been fully converted to Space Marines yet. I will still talk to you about Tyranid bullshit. Look, I'm still sculpting on a Lictor thing that I've been sculpting this whole time. Yeah, so please
just
subscribe.
the signals from the Hive mind is confusing him.
Signals from the Hive mind? What? Oh, what? What are you talking about? Huh?
Yeah.
What's the joke?
We're setting up a beacon, aren't we?
We're setting up a beacon.
For a few months down.
Oh.
It's happening in about 2 months.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing a thing in 2 months, round about the time that June starts. So make sure you tune in because we'll be sharing some info about what's going to be happening soon. Flynn, maybe you should talk about this or what you want to tease or whatever.
Yeah. So we did something last year. We might be doing it again, but with the proper theme. We don't know.
We shall see. Yeah, so that information will be coming soon, and soon the Tyranid Codex and the new Parasite of Mortrex model are going to drop. We don't know when. Might be previewed this Sunday for pre-order next Saturday. We don't know because the last of the Eldar stuff's coming out. I thought there was one more release that had to come out first, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah, so and when that comes, we will be doing some nice special things around that release. But yeah, until then, same Tyranid Shit Show, same Tyranid time, Tyranid channel. Tune in here every Friday afternoon, and we'll see you next Friday on April 1st.
And one last bit is Tom. I hope your niece gets better. That's why Diana couldn't be here to say the line.
Oh, Diana's niece? What?
So
Diana is
wasn't here to
Tom's
say
niece?
No, Diana wasn't here to say it because our niece broke her arm.
Wait, Tom and Diana are related? This is news.
Yeah,
I didn't
some
know this.
news for us.
Oh, I didn't know that Diana was linked with Tom. Did you guys meet and marry because of the stream? Because that would be a very tender and heartwarming story. In our 1 year of streaming, you developed a relationship far enough to have a niece. Okay, this is ridiculous. Yeah, I missed that Tom and Diana are part of the same household. All right, well, Tom, glad you're here to tell us that stuff, and I'm sorry about the niece, and I hope she feels better. I have broken my arm falling off a bike once. It was not fun. Yeah, but I think it's probably time to call it because I'm just talking bullshit now. So thank you all so much for joining us. I will get this ugly ass marine off the screen. Oh, you didn't even see me. I'm sculpting on my Tyranid thing, filling in some gaps on this Lictor boy. Also filled in his brother's grabby claws. And we will see you next week. Want to say bye, Flynn?
Bye-bye.
Bye.